If you guys have been on social media today, man, you have noticed that some news broke with AEW Fight Forever and their community manager. The community manager went ahead, was talking about how Season 1 and Season 2 were being produced throughout the development of the game before it actually dropped. So now Season 3, we might actually see some changes that the audience and the players want to see. So I just wanted to go on ahead, get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's go on ahead and see what Zaides was saying. So Zaide also said, if you look at the timelines as we covered in the past, it is at least 5 weeks to submission for a DLC. Tony Storm went into submission at the absolute latest end of November. Then you have to add dev time and so on top. Patches at minimum 3 to 4 weeks is submission as well, plus dev time. So generally 1 to 2 months behind what you guys see. And then he mentions that it doesn't really mean anything to us because we don't understand the process, but he is just explaining on why some stuff has taken a little bit to come out. Then someone asked, are we still getting some additional car parts with Season 2? And Zaide said there was quite a few given already with Beat the Elite and the first DLC. Not sure if there's more coming with Tony Storm DLC. Then someone went ahead and asked about the price of Tony Storm, and he said, I'm not sales or part of any sales team, so no clue how they value prices or decide those, and cannot comment on that at all. So I appreciate you even giving us an answer, man. I mean, I don't understand why Tony Storm is $11.99 or whatever the case is, but good to know that you have nothing to do with that, as everybody already knew since you're the community manager. Now someone went ahead and asked Zaides about Crossplay, and Crossplay, he said that was never promised, that was never mentioned, which I will give him credit for that, but it was obviously in a little bit of behind the scenes. I know that it was leaked before that Crossplay was supposed to be a thing, and I think that would have been the best thing and would have stood out, being that WWE 2K23 did not have that feature at the time. So a game like AEW Fight Forever would have definitely stood out, and we would have been able to play with all of our friends. I hope Crossplay does make some sort of entrance into the game at some point, but like I said, I do understand that there's probably a lot more than we think. That's not just a flip of a switch to get that feature in the game. So let's just go on ahead and talk about what can AEW Fight Forever THQ Jukes do to go on ahead and give us a Season 3 and make it a win. I mean, we're talking new match types. I think that's the biggest one, and I think that's the one we're actually going to get in Season 3. I think we're going to get a cage match. Hopefully we get something different. Maybe we get a casket match, man. I mean, I remember we had a nice casket match earlier this year with Darby. He was destroying himself. Would be dope to have that in the game, and like I said, it would stand out. At this point, they are the alternative to WWE 2K, at least as a mainstream type of game. So we would like to see different match types that we don't see in WWE 2K, so that way I have an incentive to hop off WWE 2K and get on AEW Fight Forever. So this just different things like that, man. Match types, I hope to see Swerve, Adam Copeland, Jamie Hayter. I hope to see characters like that make their way into the game, because honestly the game is missing a lot of star power at this point, especially with Samoa Joe being your world champion and him not being an AEW Fight Forever. That's a tough one. I think if you're going to follow up with a Season 3, Samoa Joe and Swerve should probably headline the first pack, because those are your two hottest guys in the company, and those are the guys that are going to sell packs. And then for part 2, you come out with Adam Copeland and whoever else you want to come out with at the time. We obviously know we're missing a lot of people, and honestly what's most disappointing about the Tony Storm, I was happy to see her in the game and making her way into it, is just the price point. There's no reason why she should cost $12 for one character. They'll probably add some music in there, but it's not worth $12. And whatever the sales team is doing, you're doing a horrible job, because you're overpricing. You're just going on ahead and just nipping people, trying to get their money, and the value of the game and what you guys have provided us with is not good so far. And it's honestly very unfortunate that Season 3 is going to drop around WWE 2K time, because not a lot of people are going to pay so much attention to it. They had the whole summer to really make something happen, and they had honestly most of the winter, because by the time WWE 2K comes out, March, April, that's their time right there, and we're already going into the spring, summertime, and the cycle resets again. AEW Fight Forever, they had a great release date, because June 29th, then you have the whole summer. You have about 6 to 8 months to go on ahead and revamp the game and do whatever you have to do to make it work. Now, match types, wrestlers, I do want a mode with substance, but honestly, that's really tough to ask for, and I don't know if we'll see that anytime soon. I mean, they gave us Beat the Elite, and I think that's a horrible mode, but that's just me speaking. Others can have their own opinion, and that's that. But hopefully match types, characters, we get a decent game. We get some of the stuff fixed in the game that's sort of messed up. Even though they have fixed a lot, I will give them credit for that. But I think what the game is missing is content. And once they get that content, you push that game out to the Game Pass, PlayStation Plus. You let people get it for either a big discount or for free at that point, and then you just go on ahead and ramp up the microtransactions so you guys can still make your money, but your player base increases. Now, those are just my thoughts on that, and I hope that it does go on ahead and change eventually, and we do get a decent product of AEW Fight Forever, and we do get our money's worth. But so far, y'all, this is it for me today, man. I just wanted to go on ahead, let y'all know what AEW Fight Forever is up to, and maybe we can get a revived game, maybe a 2.0 in the future. I mean, I don't know, so many things could go down, but I do believe season 3 is on the way based on what Tony Khan said as well during the scrum. He also said Danny Garcia, Swerve, those are some great guys that they could put in the game and use them to, you know, build that revenue, microtransactions and all that. Obviously, we're all not fans of that, but that is just the wave, and we're gonna have to adapt and adjust. But so far, y'all, these are my thoughts so far. I hope you guys have a very nice rest of your day. Whenever you watching this, have a good night, whatever the case is, man. But I'm gonna get up out of here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.